to another live stream. It is the day before Christmas. It's the day before Christmas Eve. It's kind of a strange day, kind of a bittersweet day for me. Let's get the music going. Right, I haven't started the music. There we go. Oh, and my chat needs to be reloaded. Something broke it. So I can't even see what the... So if you're saying something in chat, I can't even see right now. I swear I am ready to stream. Just technical issues. There we go, looks good. Yellow paint. Thank you for the pizza slice in the chat. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you. I mean, it could be a tortilla chip, actually. It's more like a tortilla chip. It's not a pizza slice. It's definitely not a pizza slice. Here's what we're going to do today, people. We're going to build a bone meal farm thing. Yeah, that's what we're going to build. And also maybe do some decoration and just work on the warehouse. This is kind of where like my inspiration is right now to work on this area. So I put in some tough blocks over here just to maybe give me a little food for thought on how we'll build up a pattern and a wall over here. There's 3 different types of tough wall. I have a feeling that using a bit of this to add like shape and depth might look super cool. Bear in chat says, hello gamers. Hello gamers. Yeah, bittersweet day for me. Buried. Oh my god, this expression. Didn't bury, but Granddad's funeral was this morning, and just got back from the wake, and it was very, very different. Kind of what I thought it would be, though. You see, when my nan died 2 years ago, I was on holiday. It was more sudden. It was like a bit of a system shock, that kind of thing. And I bawled my eyes out at her funeral. But this time when my granddad, I had so much more time to like process it leading up to it, and it just felt like much more of a positive experience. Especially, you know, my granddad was a very kind of like well-respected person just for who he was. You know, very decent, quiet person who never made himself a burden to anyone else, and you know, I think that really came out through the service, and a lot of people were saying nice things about him, and it was just a proper send-off, I feel like. You know, so it hasn't been a difficult one for me. It's just felt right. It's just felt very as it should be. But I'm feeling more for my dad, because it was really difficult for my dad, you know. But I'll see him again later today and give him a good hug. Had to shoot off a bit. I was getting a lift, so I didn't really have time to say goodbye properly. But yeah, one of those days, right? But here we are doing a stream. Thank you for the nice messages in chat, by the way. I appreciate it. If you've missed me talking about this recently, it hasn't been a difficult thing. It's been like a slow and gradual kind of thing. Very, very different from when my nan died. So it's kind of in a weird way been okay, you know. It's weird to talk about death that way, but that's how it is. Sometimes they're a little easier than others. I feel like the wall idea to recess this is like, it's right, but maybe it just shouldn't be tough. Maybe there should be some other sort of wall, like andesite might go well. Deep slate might be a little too dark. Apparently Tango needs like 40,000 blocks of andesite for decked out. We should probably, if he does, we should probably organize like a stream event where it's like, let's see how much andesite we can all collect in a stream day, weekend thing or something. Everyone goes hunting for the stuff. That kind of looks nice, but it's probably the contrast of the stone that's helping that work at the moment. Aber mining, but only andesite, says Bear. Yeah. Like, you have to leave the diamonds as well. If you find diamonds, you're not allowed to collect them. That'd be hilarious. That'll just wind up the audience, which I think is funny every single time. Yo, Fredetti, thank you for subscribing. Sleepy Peanut, thank you for 97 months approaching the 100 club. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I think we'll go ahead and put some like subtle lighting behind here. Bit of this, bit of that. How do I get VC in Minecraft? You have to install the mod. And if installing mods in Minecraft is like, how do I do that? You'll have to go figure that one out for yourself. I reckon that looks good, but then I think it needs like a lip. It needs to then change and become something like set back a little. I'm just kind of like winging this a bit. This, you know, every building you do in Minecraft is like an opportunity to go hard and really like lean into it and see how far your idea goes. You could, if you wanted to make a repeating wall, you could really go hard on it. I'm not going to do that though. I'm just going to throw something together that I think works and then be like, right, let's move on, you know? Because otherwise we'll forever be faffing around. Whimsy is a word of the season. I want faff to be the other word. I really want faff to be word of the season. We got two more noises. We got Infidel Red coming in with a subscription, and Callie for 83 months. To get rid of ads, you have to sub. I'm onto something here. I can feel it. Oh, add and subtract. Gotcha. That's very clever. Right, peeps, I'm now going to hold a cup of tea and take questions from your chat. My hands are cold. It was very cold outside today, and they are still in need of warmth. So I'm going to slowly sip this tea as I do. It's like a little ritual we have now. So questions in chat. What's faff? Faff is just like nonsense, like messing about, being silly or whatever. Hey, I can see we hit the hype train. Twitch has told me. Do you know, I like this Twitch activity feed. Oh, you can... Wait a minute. You can filter it? If I... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What am I looking at here? Am I looking at like... Yep, stuff's clipped off the screen. Right. So if I go click on that one... Oh, that's really... Okay. Oh, right. All right. All right. That's good. That's good. I like that. I can use that to give me some more info now that the other one can't. Magic Murio, thank you for 3 months. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Right, that was a distraction right at talkie time, wasn't it? What's better than a sarcastic X notification first thing in the morning? You love it. You love it. Have you not been filtering it all this time? Bear, I literally only found out about it a couple of days ago. Because, well, no, not because. Actually, it just happened to coincide with my regular activity feed breaking. Infidel Red coming in with gifted subs. My dude, appreciate your generosity. Thank you for supporting our community here. Fabulously, JY, Absentee, Embers and Ash, Cliffhanger. Y'all been gifted subs. Be sure to say thanks in the chat. Bear says, oh, bless your cotton socks. Did I learn guitar from someone or did I learn myself? Yeah, I'm basically self-taught. Ruri says, X, why do you get embarrassed when someone compliments you about your physique? You put quite a lot of effort to achieve that. I don't get embarrassed. What I get weirded out by the emphasis on, like, you know, people go on about abs a lot these days, and it's like, it's abs. Everyone's got abs. Abs are like the strongest muscles in your body. Like, you can't walk, you can't stand upright. Like, that, it's called your core for a reason. It's, you know, all muscles in your body are connected, and everything in a way kind of goes through your abs, right? Now, like, when people focus on it, I think they're missing the point. Like, abs at the end of the day just means that you do your reps and you burnt off a bunch of body fat, right? I find the fixation on that to be a little concerning, because it shouldn't be about aesthetics like that. I don't think you should look at like a body and think, I want it for the aesthetics. The aesthetics are simply a reflection of the work that has gone into it. You know, that's kind of why it weirds me out a bit. It's like, if you really like it, just, you know, do your reps, do your crunches, whatever it is you got to do, and eat less food every day. And then a few years down the line, you'll have abs. And then you'll realize it's totally not worth it if that's the only reason you were doing it for. Moloch says, I have really strong abs. I also have a belly covering them. So yeah. So like, you'll probably have strong abs like I do. And that gives you all the functionality you need from it, you know? People always judge to a certain extent on outer looks. That's true. That's true. Yo, Molly Pap, thank you for gifting subs. We got Ventus, Maru, Hit Twitch Fan 1, Saki 5, Glut, and BD Carnage coming in, getting subbed up in this here community. Thank you so much, Molly, for your generosity. I appreciate it. Hope you're all enjoying time off, if you got time off at the moment. What's your thoughts on the new way Impy found for breaking bedrock? I haven't seen it yet. I'm super intrigued because it looks like it blew up a load of bedrock. It almost looks like there was an explosion up there, you know? I doubled down on belly day. Takes work not to not have abs. What is belly day? Is that like the opposite of leg day or something? On the Fritz says X wants to be loved for his derps, not his reps. I'm not seeking anyone's love. Honestly, it's like, I think about when someone leaves a comment about my physique, I think about what's going on in their head. Most of the comments are perfectly fine. I get it, you know, I'm in shape, whatever. But sometimes they just make me think like, what is it you think this means, you know? Because to me, it should be a sign of things like discipline, health, and fitness. And sometimes people suggest that it's more about aesthetics, and it's not. It's not about aesthetics. Who have you watched when you started getting into lifting? Nezzy, that's an interesting question, because in this day and age, and we touched on this in yesterday's live stream, there's a big fitness influencer scene. And I was kind of there at the beginning of that, and I forget the name of the people I followed, but if I saw some of their faces again, I would probably be like, yeah, I remember you. I'm pretty sure the person who I first watched gym content on doesn't make it anymore. They've like moved on. But that's not the reason I got into it. I got into it because of Henry Rollins. So this is almost like a pre-gym content era. Like, there were people that got into the gym before there were YouTube videos about it. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a huge person for getting people into the gym. For me, it was Henry Rollins, though. He was, as a lyricist, writing these lyrics that really connected with me. And he just kind of talked about life and people in a way that I didn't hear other people talk about, and I connected with it. And then when he would talk about like how he deals with life and how he gets through things, he talks about weightlifting, and this quote of his, like, no one can lift the weights but you. And like, that really stuck in my head as like, you're choosing to do something difficult here. You're choosing to do this thing that is like uncomfortable and hard. And like, what is the end result of that? Well, you know, everyone kind of gets the idea, you know, lift weights, get in shape kind of thing. And then starting to do it made me realize that this was like a good path to follow, and it coincided with me wanting to take a change in life with like where I was going in terms of health. So I started like cycling and exercising and then lifting weights. It all just kind of happened at once, in a way. Maple, honey, or sugar on the waffle? I probably wouldn't put anything on it. I'd like something like eggs and bacon with a waffle. I like to imagine that you got like that through just very disciplined, consistent guitar playing only. Just, that's it. Hey, playing guitar can be a bit of a workout. You don't work your muscles like that, but if you move around while you play, you know, you're burning some energy. What's my opinion on an Iron Maiden? Very painful way to die. Very painful way to die. Eggs on a waffle is insane. You do know waffles are made out of eggs, right? How do you learn to eat healthily? I've recently realized I don't know how to eat a proper healthy diet. You'll need to I just want to, sorry, before I answer that, I want to clarify something. Augur, Henry Rollins, I don't think he is straight edge. I've listened to him talk a lot. His buddy in that other band, I forget his name, Fugazi, that guy was totally straight edge. Rollins was more like straight edge, but like not as an identity. He was like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. He's told stories about when he's drunk and when he has done drugs, but it's like, it's not as religious to him. It's just his choice. I think I'm probably the same way with it. Like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, but like, I'm not gonna go around putting a label on it like, I'm straight edge, what are you? Like, it's not like that for me. Yo, Baked Bean, thank you for 3 months of support. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you. So yeah, on how to eat healthy, like, you're gonna have to go out there, do research, try and build up your knowledge base around food and stuff. But if I could point you in the general direction, it is about moving away from foods that are processed and moving towards whole foods. We're talking fruit, vegetables, potatoes, meat, milk, rice, wheat, like stuff that's closer to how it is in nature is the way to think of it. You want to get away from those pre-packaged meals, from stuff that's highly processed and in packaging that you buy at the store. How many cows should be eaten in a day? This is something you can look up online. You can calculate roughly what your calorie expenditure is based on your activity level, your height, your gender, your age. If you do that stuff, if you want to go down that path, I would recommend like easing your way into it. And being cautious of some of those calculations, because you don't want to get it wrong and not eat enough food, you know? Never felt better than I did as a vegetarian. No processed food, says True Supernova. Same for me. When I went vegetarian many years ago, that was a big part of shifting my diet away from processed foods and eating a lot more fruit and veg and salads and stuff. And that really worked for me. Let's see. I kind of feel like as you go up, you want it to get darker, but you don't want it to get too dark. I'm not sure there's a wall block that's sort of like in between what I'm looking for. I think that one's the one I'm going to end up going for here. That's the wrong one. That one. You struggle with eating sometimes, so thank you for answering. It means a lot. If you struggle with like eating too much, it can be worth like looking into like things like habits around eating and like strategies for dealing with hunger. Here's a couple of things you could try, right? Like I deliberately, I have a high protein diet. This can help you make you feel more satiated. But if I'm having, let's say, a particularly hungry day, and I do my counting, I know how much energy I get through. You may not be in the same situation, but you want to do the same thing. You just want to eat a bit less today, right? But not have it be a bother. When you're getting towards the end of your meal, like start drinking a lot of water, and then have a protein yogurt after. And I find that really just gives the signals to my body that I'm full, and it makes it much easier. But then also, like throughout the day, I have things like a cup of tea, a cup of decaf coffee. Those little drinks, they sort of fill in that little space where you're feeling a bit hungry. Maybe I want a snack, and you can kind of help that way. But also being distracted, just doing something different. Like I'm a very focused person with my time. I like apply myself to doing things, like doing a stream, for example. And so I have these like intervals throughout the day where I'm like now heavily focused on this next thing that I'm doing. If I go play guitar for an hour, I am not thinking about food, you know? So like changing your environment, changing your habits, these are things that can just really help with, overcoming that kind of stuff, right? I like that a lot. I'm just gonna rock and roll with this. I'm gonna say that's good. Let's go get some materials to just expand this a little further because we like it. So more so eating too little. I try to eat protein whatever to be certain foods or supplements. If you're eating too little and you're struggling, like you want to put on weight, a tip that I heard, I haven't done it myself because I've never really needed to like gain weight rapidly or anything, but like it makes a lot of sense. But get yourself some full fat milk and have a pint of full fat milk every day, because you'll be adding like 200 to 300 calories in just like one drink, and that's like quite an easy thing to consume that probably won't make you feel that satiated, right? That's a good tip that I heard. Did we have a gifted sub? Hi, Twitch fan says thanks for the gifted sub. Yeah, I think that was a while ago. Thanks for saying thanks. We always appreciate, people acknowledging the gifted subs. That's awesome. Gaining weight in a healthy way is the most difficult thing, says Fluff Bear. You know what? I'm not sure it is. I mean, it's not something. You know what? It's not something I've been through. So how could I say? But I think you're right. I think you're right because, like, in a healthy way, right? No, you know what? I think you can. I think I don't know. You need to know a lot about food, right? Like, it's about your choice of food, because I think the thing there is that you can put on weight quickly by eating junk food and processed food, and a lot of it. It's very moreish. It makes it easy to consume a lot of calories. The problem is if you want to put on weight a air quotes healthy way, like, and you're eating your fruit and veg every day, it's hard to eat a lot of vegetables to put on weight. So it's about knowing which part of like the diet to hit up for that. And yeah, the maker plays this whole thing about like whole milk being terrible for adults. If you're getting your advice on this stuff from those vegan, vegetarian movies, I really suggest not taking it verbatim and looking into, what other sources of information you can get on that, because milk is not a heart-harming fat. Like, this is just some of the nonsense that gets added to the ethical argument, when it comes to your diet. Ethical reasons to change your diet are ethical. They're about, asserting your influence on the world and what happens in it, i.e. the harm of animals. That makes so much sense. Like, that's all about ethics. If you choose to change your diet because of that, good on you. But then these links to try and link that same argument to health and to the environment, that's where things get messy. And I do not agree with those sorts of conclusions that some of these people have gotten to. How do you feel about grains in one's diet? I feel like people's solution is to eliminate them first. What are we talking about when we say grains? Because generally the rule is like the less processed, the better. Your whole wheats and stuff aren't as bad, but it's all about, like, I think with stuff like that, it's more about just being balanced and reasonable. As long as it's not like a huge part of your diet, like most stuff is pretty good. You can't know your health state without blood tests. Yeah, I've had blood tests, and I haven't been told there's anything wrong with my health, so. Right, let's. Okay, I do want to build some more of this. I'm just trying to think, what material do I need next? Some of this stuff. Getting your body used to eat more slowly is key when you try to gain weight. Yeah, that's good advice. I don't think it matters too much if you need to eat a tub of ice cream to gain weight. You do it. Then you can work a healthy, stable diet when your body is used to eating more. Yeah, I think going up the weight gradually is the key thing there, because... Oh, I already had loads. Huh. You know, if your body weight changes a lot, that can be bad for your like hormones and stuff. Actors have talked about this. You know, they go through like rapid transformations in their weight for a role, and like it can make it hard to like sustain a particular weight after that point because your body's just, your hormones are messed up from like fluctuating body weight so much. Any idea about how Mojang can fix the inventory problem? Yeah. I'm here. If they want ideas, hit me up, Mojang. This has been my thing for a long time. I'm down to help. We all know there's something wrong with it. Let's not pretend there isn't an issue, you know? Kind of want to put the one on this side in next. I guess I can, even though this thing's in the way for now. You've been using slimming well to use weight. It's more of a food strategy than overly restricted diet, so it works well for us. Awesome. I'm glad you found something that works for you. That's great. What do you think of the new CEO, Mojang, that is the person who is responsible for the monetization of EA games? When you say the monetization of EA games, like, I think you ought to be a little bit more specific, because EA Games is a very money-hungry kind of business, you know? It's all about extracting wealth for their shareholders. And I don't know what role that person played in it at all. I'm completely ignorant. It didn't sound great when you heard that they came from Ubisoft. Is it Ubisoft and EA? Like, that's their prior employment. That's immediately like, this might not be so good. If they'd have come from Valve or, you know, one of the places with a better reputation, I might have been like, oh, you know, this might be good for us. It was his idea to start the best microtransactions. Well, it's a she, not a he, so that's interesting that you would say his idea. You just listened to Enya after it was mentioned yesterday. It feels like a lullaby more than anything. Not my style, but I see why one would enjoy it, says Kirk. I would look, Kirk. I appreciate your curiosity. It's not for you, but I would encourage you just to listen to Shepherd Moon's album a couple of times. I'm a big believer in exposure, letting you connect with an artist, and also to try and listen to it without the mindset of like, oh, I want to hear this type of thing or that type of thing. Just see if you can get familiar with the songs and hear where she's coming from. That's a huge thing with music, because that's what stopped me enjoying a lot of music in my youth, is that I always wanted it to be something about me. And if I didn't hear it, if I didn't connect with it in that way, I just thought it was naff and moved on. Whereas now, I'm very open to listening to music that maybe doesn't have much of a connection to me at all. But when you listen to what an artist's expressing, you can go to other places that you didn't know were there through their music. And a lot of the time, you end up finding a connection along the way anyway. By the way, I've had a change in heart on how we're going to lay out this whole project in the base today. I'll explain it when we start doing more of it. Am I excited for Christmas? Yeah, reasonably excited. Have I watched Hamilton before? I really tried to enjoy that one, but man, me and musicals, I got some sort of deep-seated dislike of the tone of musicals. It makes it really hard for me to get into them. Ehilen, thank you ever so much for Prime. Philhebio, thank you ever so much for 10 months. Feeling quite ill today. Oh dear. Chill and chatty vibes appreciated. Hope you and chat are doing okay. Thanks for the resub, dude. Hope you feel better. Hope you feel better soon. Tim S says, I don't mind microtransactions. I have the choice not to click. And if a game chooses to pay to win strategy on top of the game price, I simply don't play it. Yeah, I can appreciate what you're saying there. I'm not sure I feel the same way. For me, with stuff like microtransactions, and this extends to a lot of things in life, it's like, yes, there's this whole idea of freedom and you have a choice, but I don't think that respects that we as people aren't as like individual and as informed as we probably like to think we are. And we're more perhaps open to persuasion than we would like to admit. And what I mean by that is that like can you imagine a more aggressive form of microtransaction? And if you can, like, can you imagine how more people would then become susceptible to its persuasion? It's like saying, well, it's like just if you zoom out from yourself as an individual and you look at things on a population scale, you see patterns and trends. This isn't... Do I get 4 of those? Interesting. Okay, this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be. I'm going to have to use this because we want to take advantage of getting more out of these blocks. So for this chunk here, we're going to fill it in with these blocks. And they're waxed, which is important. Right. Don't worry about that too much. I'll fill it in as we go here. So when you zoom out and you look at populations, you can imagine that there's like, here's your microtransaction setup, and then here's your microtransaction setup dialed to another level, like it's more aggressive. And what happens is you will get more back from that, right? They will make more money, more profit. So what does it say about people's individual choices and how informed they are, where the degree at which something like a microtransaction is applied can then influence the amount of people that then buy into it? And to me, that's where you have to look at like bad business practices. We have to have some sort of like ethics and morals around this stuff where we say, hey, that's too much. Because, you know, like at what age should someone be exposed to a microtransaction? Should kids as young as 8 playing Robux be introduced to microtransactions? If not 8, 10, 12? Like, where's the line? And I think it's important that we establish lines and that we look at the consequences those lines have on our society and come to some sort of agreement around where we think is tolerable, and that should always be open to change over time as well. So personally, I'm quite distasteful of microtransactions in general. I grew up in a time where, you know, you brought your game, you played it, and then you never got updates for it because there was no distribution system. So technology changes and makes things possible, and we have to kind of like walk our way through that and figure out where the boundaries are. And as someone who existed pre-microtransaction, I was not normalized to it. If you've grown up with it being normal, it's chances are it doesn't bother you as much, right? But we have to look at what kind of effect it has. And personally, I think you know, maybe I don't have the strongest argument. Maybe it's like a gut thing here, but my gut just says microtransactions not a great thing, you know. It does teach money responsibility to a point, but the level of greed is what gets companies. Yeah, you see, it teaches you through you being conned, right? It's like saying losing money in gambling teaches you money responsibility. It's like, does it? You know, couldn't we learn that lesson without having to gamble away loads of money? I appreciate the argument. I just feel like, yeah. A lot of the time, a lot of things are like this in life, where it's like you have your gut feeling about something, and then you try and use like logic and reason to back it up and say, here's why I'm right, and it's all a bit messy. It's all a bit fuddy. Or it teaches you to be addicted to gambling. Exactly. You know, like if you put me in charge of society, I would do things with like research and data. I would probably try and assemble a team and a set of parameters in which we try to use data that is hopefully, you know, as neutral as it can be. Because there's always going to be bias, but like try and use data to inform decisions properly. But my gut would be telling me like things like gambling should be illegal, which I know people would disagree with. But I just think at the end of the day, it's like it's deliberately a con. Maybe there's a way it can be done that's a little more ethical or whatever, you know. But like gambling is one of those things that can be pushed to an extreme, and it's currently being pushed to an extreme at the moment. I don't know if any of y'all follow CoffeeZilla, but he's constantly reporting on how there's this thing called prediction markets, and in the US they're trying to like turn it into a you could say commodity, but basically they're trying to legalize gambling through prediction markets, and like they're offering services where you can like bet your personal debt against these things, which is like absolutely throwing the dice at the worst time possible. You know, you're in debt, you're struggling financially, and now you're going to roll the dice and bet that debt and probably end up in even more. But the allure is, oh, you know, you might beat the odds and win a bunch of money. It's disgusting stuff, in my opinion. Like, the people doing it are just not giving a net positive to society through doing this. I don't see how sports betting apps are a positive for society at all. People say it's a little bit of fun. I'm like, there's other ways to have fun. But hey, again, for me, very gut feeling. Not sure I can back it up with the most reasonable logic or whatever. It's like tricky stuff to talk about. Yo, Milk the Flower Fairy, thank you for subscribing. Skarma Bilias, thank you for subscribing as well. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. If a casino exists, you're statistically going to be losing money, says the hairy guy. Exactly, yeah. That's that whole zooming out, looking at a population level, right? Like, if you think of yourself as an individual with gambling, it's about, can I beat the odds? And then, but if I do, I win loads of money. Isn't that fantastic? When you zoom out at a population level, right, an individual can beat the odds. It can happen. But when you zoom out, like if a casino comes to town, one of you in the town might beat the odds, right? But if you zoomed out and factored in the person who beats the odd and wins with everyone else in the town who loses, you will see that the casino is draining money from the people in that area, right? And like, you know, other things do that as well. Like if you go build a restaurant in a town, it will take in money from the local people around it. But what is it offering in return? Food and convenience and experience, which is one of the arguments for gambling, is that it's an experience. But you know, these are the things you should think about. It's like, what value is it bringing? Because it's taking a lot of people's money away, and it's heavily built around the psychology. You know, food is like, well, we got to eat, we need that sustenance, something we all do every day. But gambling, it's much more psychologically driven. Vegas wouldn't be filled with high-rise casinos if they paid out more than they brought in. Exactly, yeah. Gambling is a dopamine addiction like drugs. I imagine dopamine is very much a component of what makes it work. But also a lot of stories I've heard about gambling and stuff, like almost some of them I've heard where people explain why they do it. And these are usually like the really bad stories of like people who have bet their life savings on stuff. It's like, it almost sounds like it's something different to dopamine. It's like a weird compulsion. And I'm terrified of certain things, like drugs, but an addiction and whatnot. But like, if there's one thing I'm probably not, it might be gambling. I just feel like I know so through and through that it will probably never get me. I'll never fall into gambling. It's such an obvious con to me. I just can't see myself falling for it ever. Skid would be good to ask. He loves poker. I really like poker, Texas Hold'em. I don't gamble money when I play it though. I mean, but yeah, I imagine, I can see that. Skid's probably happy to gamble a little bit of his money. Your ender chest is so organized, it is, yeah. It's super helpful. At that point, the addiction is just the rush. Could probably, yeah. Dopamine is directly tied to addiction. You get a boost of dopamine and endorphins. The hit gives you a similar high to drugs and addiction. yeah, it's been a minute since I really like delved into that topic. I'm thinking of the movie that Adam Sandler's in, where he plays an addict, and it's like, that doesn't strike me as being about dopamine, if that makes sense, right? That type of character. But that's a movie. And that reminded me of something I wanted to talk about yesterday, but never got around to. So I've been watching Breaking Bad. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, you absolutely should. It's some of the best TV you'll ever see. Been watching Breaking Bad, and every time you rewatch that show, you're always going to do this thing where you're like paying attention to the characters as they turn and watching all like the kind of compromises that they put themselves through, and like where you stand with them. You know, the first time you watch that show, you will probably like root for Walter White more than you should have, and then when you watch it again, you realize that you were like overly invested in this person, and that like the point you should have stepped away and been like, now they're a bad person, is like sooner than you think. And then when you watch it the third time, it tends to come around even sooner, right? It's a really fascinating show like that, where the arcs of the characters, they really pivot from where they start to where they end, but the show brings you along with them. Like, a lot of people really love Jesse's character, right? He usually comes off as like a good, people like him in the end character. Yet you watch him do a lot of abhorrent stuff, like unprovoked murder and whatnot. Because I just watched the scene with Gale, right? And it's just, you know, each time you watch it, you've grown as a person. I don't know when I last watched it, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And like you have new ideas in your head and you rethink about what the characters are doing and what it means. And like this thought experiment that I've talked about before, where you have a person who cured cancer, but also killed a lot of people. And when you imagine that this person killed a lot of people, went to jail, came out, and decided they're going to do something good for humanity and cured cancer, you think of them generally more as a better person than if they cured cancer, then killed a bunch of people and went to jail. Like, you have a different perspective of that person as they are now, yet in the scenarios, they both did the same thing. Right? And Breaking Bad is a little bit like this. And what I've been realizing is that if you have a bit more of a like put your foot down approach to morality, like there's a line too far, and let's say murder is it, you should like dislike these characters very early on. Like, it should be like they break the law and do morally irreparable things, like, you know, producing methamphetamine for addicts and dealing it on the streets. They do all of these things really early on, and yet you can watch the show rooting for them. It's very strange. And not only is it that, it also got me thinking about how detached from reality a show like Breaking Bad actually is, and how much of our own assertions on morality around such topics do we actually get from watching TV shows, right? Because not many people have a real life experience of someone or have been through something like Breaking Bad, yet the show will get us thinking about and informing our experiences about morality. And there's lots of other examples of this where TV and cinema make us think about morality and explore it, yet they are often very dramatized depictions. They are stories, they are for entertainment, etc. There's all of this going on. And yeah, I was reminded of a podcast that I listened to with a researcher, a very qualified researcher, not a comedian who's got an opinion about something and did their own research, like someone in the field doing psychology with criminals, a published author, all this kind of stuff. And she was saying some very interesting stuff about murder. And we all have a perception of what murder is. And she was saying that a lot of the time, murder occurs between people who love each other, family and whatnot. And it is essentially, you know, arguments between people that live together, and things get heated. Someone pushes someone, and, you know, they push them and they fall backwards and hit their head. Like, a lot of it can be stuff like that. Heat of the moment, aggression, not premeditated. And yeah, that's what murder can be a lot of the time, right? And she was saying that people who are most likely to reoffend are not murderers. They are people who do petty crime, like stealing things from a shop. So you think about it like this. You steal from a shop. There's not a big consequence. You go to jail for a little bit of time. You come back out. Or should I say prison? You've been sentenced. And you're likely to reoffend again. Because there's a lower consequence. And she said it's murderers who get the biggest sentences. Right? And that actually they're the least likely to reoffend. Now, when we say murderer, a lot of us are probably thinking a bad person who's, killing a random stranger because they're a serial killer or something, right? Those people exist. Statistically, they're a minority. The majority is, like I said, comes from domestic incidences, arguments. Someone gets shoved and then they fall, they hit their head, that kind of thing. And the people that do that didn't intend to murder and usually live with such a huge burden of guilt that, like, they will never walk into that situation again. And so we have this inverse thing where a high likelihood of reoffending, you have smaller prison sentences. A low likelihood of reoffending, you have very long, high prison sentences. Now, I am in no way making the argument that that should change or anything. It's a very interesting thing to think about, right? And again, it gets me thinking about how we inform ourselves, perceptions of what all of this means through media. And reality can be quite different. So, like, we've got shows like Breaking Bad making us think certain things about what murder is and whatnot. And then in the real world, it's often quite different. And then there's that statistical zoomed out way of looking at things where you say, well, if I don't imagine what a murderer is and you look at the statistics and the data, this idea that they're like the least likely to reoffend at a statistical level is fascinating to me. Absolutely fascinating. Oh, murder is intent, manslaughter is like accident. Jenny, that's a very good point, actually. We might be talking about that there might be a big legal distinction here. That's a very good point. Very good point. Right, I'm going to build a farm inside of this chunk. And, do you know, I boiled the kettle. Because I thought after I have this cup of tea, maybe I fancy another one. I got a decaf down there. Maybe we'll have that. Maybe I'll go make myself a quick decaf. I can make that very quickly. We'll come back. We'll have a little bit more discussion on this topic. And then we can start building this farm. I want to make sure I'm caught up on the noises in the air. I think a happy pancake I didn't say thank you to. So thank you for 2 months with the Prime. We've got Red Hornet 101 with the Prime as well. Thank you so much for your generosity and support, people. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. Yeah, so that is a cold cup of tea. I definitely fancy another hot one. Your streams are really nice to listen to, even if it's about murder. Murder's all right around here, isn't it, people? Yeah. That's funny. Appreciate the nice message. Just put a kettle over and then X talks about tea. Great minds think alike. That's what they say, isn't it? Do you know, I heard someone say it the other day and I thought, do you know who else think alike? Idiots. Terrible minds think alike as well, don't they? Great minds think alike. Oh, we're just trying to compliment each other. That's all we're doing. Oh, that's funny to me. Right. We might have to go on a little bit of an adventure to gather some materials for this. Let me show you what we're going to build. Oh, we're so gonna get spoilers. I don't want to spoil some of the stuff I got coming, so let me throw up a promo. I don't know what the last one was. I think it's out of date. Let's do the music one instead. You get a music promo while I desperately try and avoid spoilers over here. Absolute desperation. Oh, it was. I would have logged in and spoiled the next build. No thanks. Right. Let's go to the spot. Let's bring you back as well. You're saying idiots think alike from now on. Yeah. Useless minds think alike. This is what we're going to build. This is my moss farm that I was inspired to build. I saw, Scar and B-Dubs are going at it, and I was looking at their farms and thinking about the mechanics, and started to create, like, this was me engineering it in my head. So this will work, this will be great. Turns out it's not so great. Started to think about other ways to engineer the creation of the stone, and come up with this, which ends up fitting inside of an entire chunk. So we're going to go and recreate that on Hermitcraft. This means that we need probably to craft a lot of materials. I think we got hay sorted out now. I should probably go get a stack of redstone, because we'll end up crafting a lot of components here. It's really the lava, I think, is the thing, and it's 7 lava on each side. So we need to go grab 14 buckets of lava, and then we're good. By the way, this farm does have a few things that I want to change. So I'm going to build it like this, and then do those last little engineering bits in an episode or something. Moss Wars. Yeah, well, Skiz has built one, and Wells has built one. I feel like I'm entering the race, right? Let's get every hermit to build their own moss farm this season, right? This, in theory, fits in a chunk. I think it just wasn't very aligned while I was building it. I kind of don't want to use a schematic as well. I kind of like avoiding that at the moment. Might end up being an absolute pain in the arse to do it without one. But I think we'll give it a try today. I will go put this on my other monitor for the time being, which will really mess up the view for you. Let's not do that. Let's get another Minecraft loaded. Loaded up. Scar also bit one. Didn't I just say Scar? Scar, B-Dubs, Skiz, and Wells so far. I low-key love it when X slips a swear in. Did I swear? Oh, I didn't fudge and swear again, did I? Oh, for goodness sake. Not again. I'm not gonna get another letter of complaint, am I? I think the way to do this is to break what you can see. Select the other one. Chat, tell me if we're on Hermitcraft now. Blooming says, such a potty mouth. Oh, God, I'm useless, aren't I? All that effing and jeffing I do. You said the A word. Oh, the A word. What the heck is that one? Alphabet? Oh, shoot, I just said it again. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear me say the old ABC. Right. Do y'all see me in a stone cave on Hermitcraft is the question. You said booty. Oh, I said it now. Oh. I said apple. Oh, gosh. Right, cool. Peeps. Airborne 19, thank you for the Prime. Javi Kana, thank you for the tier 1 subscription. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy a stone cave. I will go boil my kettle, create a cup of decaf coffee, and be back here very swiftly. So don't go anywhere at all. I'm just going to walk away from the microphone talking. That's perfectly fine. Guess who's back? Back again. Suma's back. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'm back! Everstaroo! 53 months. Had a rough few days with health. Oh dear. Gonna lay and listen. Relax, my dude. Relax and rest. Welcome to the stream. The door needs some WD-40 apparently. Oh, where do we start with this? Where do we start with this? Start with the bottom probably. Yeah, I could build this thing so it's like a little bit of it goes into the ground, which I'm never too keen on, but then at the same time I don't want to make it all like floaty. Do you know what I mean? Like, how does your device rest in the room or whatever? I think I'm going to make it floaty. Actually, you know what? I could change the Bonemeal part of this quite easily. Chat, you're absolutely terrible at trolling me. Do you want to know why? Because I can literally see my volume mixer, so... You know. Oh, I went away from my computer and I came back and it's as if chat were talking to each other. Like, let's troll him when he's back. It's not like I muted my microphone or anything, you know? The other day I couldn't even figure out what the mute button was. Terrible. Right, I think I know I'm gonna start this. Yeah, there's a really nice starting point actually. If I just look at this contraption from the opposite side, and what way do I want the moss to be in this area? I think I know how I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna go over to this corner, right? So if we go in by one block, we're inside the chunk border. Yeah. Oops. Buttons. So we're going to go here. And then create this big line like this. It's going to have redstone on it and stuff. But it also acts as like a marker for us to build more of this as well. Oh yeah, didn't I say we also need to go find some lava? Oh, I've got to think about where there's some lava like near the base in places. There is some lava somewhere. 14 buckets, that sounds about right. Night Elf says, why didn't he just play along? Oh, you know what, I could play along. Next time I'll play along. Sure. Is that phone the sound of the music? It is. I threw on the Inscription soundtrack. I watched Joe play that recently. And when I was looking at music for today's stream, I was like, who is this person? I can't remember. Oh, it's the Inscription soundtrack. And then I thought, why don't we give that a listen? I enjoyed watching Joe play it. It was a very interesting game to play, and it was kind of cool just to have a little bit of a throwback to it. It's also one of those games that's like genuinely interested to like watch other people play and react to it, you know? You get a kick out of that. I said we'd get some redstone. I think I came over here for buckets of lava, right? So, got 2 here. Probably just leave them there for now. 14 buckets of lava. And where... Oh, I'm trying to think where in the world I've seen some recently. Where in the world? You love Inscription, it's fun, so to find build decks and see other people play. Which level in the game though? Because the game goes through several phases of like different deck building games, right? I need my bench. Might actually want that if I'm going to go in search of lava in case I take an accidental dip, you know? How many does that make me? 18? Well, there you go. I'll get all of those. Throw that in there. Oh, probably going to take my wings for this one. Seems like a good idea. Hypno has a lava generator thingy. Oh, yeah. You know what? I've still yet to do that. Every season of Hermitcraft since that's been a thing, I've never really gotten around to doing that project. I'll tell you what, I was going to go down there, but I'm like, I don't really see any light. Like, if you see... Oh, do you know what? Do you know what I've just thought? I've just used my brain smarts. I don't need any of this. I just remembered where I got lava from last time. Peeps, can you think of a place that has lots of lava? What's a really good place to get lava from? The ends! Oh my god, you lot are so smart. The end dimension with all of that lava it has everywhere. You're right, you're right. Now the best way to get to the end is through the nether. So we'll use the nether to get to the end. Then when we're in the end, we'll go looking for lava. And then we'll be like, whoops. The ocean. Oh my god, as soon as y'all said that, you reminded me of something. I have to show you the latest progress on the Coral Nautilus farm because, sad to say, people, it doesn't look good for smite. Never mind. Get smited, good sir. This isn't the end. Yes, it is. It's just texture pack. Why, hello there. Good friend. Did I, like, clear out enough space from my inventory for this? Because that's another concern. Is like, you come to the place with all the buckets, and then you're like, oh, my inventory is full. It's a common thing. It's a common thing. All Minecrafters do it. Don't deny it. I put my... I did it all wrong. Did it all wrong. I'm out here playing extra risky without a chest plate. Oh, did the stream break, according to my chat? I mean, I don't know if you're trolling or not now, so... Well done on that attempted troll earlier. Now I can't trust. I'm not looking into it. I'm not trying to fix my stream. Yeah, it's just a big troll. Look, even the mods are in on it. Refresh your stream, peeps. Even the mods. Oh, he's back now. Oh, we're not really trolling anymore. Oh, please be nice to us, X. Bunch of filthy trolls. Trying to trick me into thinking something would go wrong with the stream. As if that would happen on the internet. Oh. Your Wi-Fi bugged out and suddenly has 5 million buckets. If you counted all of them, you'll find it's actually 7 million. Come on, doesn't take that long to count 7 million, does it? Watch out for that Enderman. 2K sus people. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We don't have 2K people watching. What are you on about? How did we get lava from the end? Oh, with buckets. With buckets. It froze up with the piglin. Did I mention the whole Coral Nautilus farm at that point? There we go. Look at that. That's silly. Not that I would have noticed. Let's go check out the Coral Nautilus farm. Let's go check out the Coral Nautilus farm. Bum, 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 bum. I know what I'm doing. Shut up. Right, we're in the correct location. We have, as you saw, Nautilus and Squid. That's all we're ever going to get. Right. Perimeter has been pretty well lit up. There's probably a few spots I've missed, but the idea is to give maximal opportunity for this. Ooh, interesting. That happens on occasion and then slowly fixes itself, which is cool. But yeah. This is... I can't remember how far we got on stream, but we got all of the concept together. So we were testing this, and it turned out that I hadn't powered the activator rail. So I power it through the soul sand block, and the reason I do it like this is so that there's no powering anywhere along here, and that this block doesn't have to be powered. So that underneath we can have a clock to power the dispenser, and then the line of hoppers just brings it back to the dispenser. So continuous line of minecarts. If anything spawns in here, it gets zapped up to the top. Currently I'm noticing, like, I can't see a lot of stuff spawned anywhere, and we're not getting... Ah, look. They found a place. They found a lot of places to spawn, haven't they? Oh dear. Should we go light it up? Maybe this would be a good time to use mini HUD as well. We want light level. We don't need biome. And I kind of don't want that, but do want this one. That's a different one. I've been looking for a different location, by the way. So there is a place on the server where we could build both farms side by side. I don't know which one's which anymore. I don't think it's that one. I think it's that one. Yeah, I've been looking for a location where there's like ocean next to, like lukewarm next to regular ocean, right? Because that spot would allow us to have both farmed at the same time. But then it means I would just have to build like an absolute perimeter in the ocean, which I just am not terribly keen on, funny enough. Right, it looks like we've hit up most of this. I'll get some of the stuff that's a little on the other side of the sphere as well. Then you come back to here. I mean, that's well and truly outside of the sphere, but whatever. And so, like, it should be really good, right? It should be really good. Maybe one or two spots over here. Did I see something in the tree? I did. And that is a mighty fine perimeter at this point. Anything underground? Pretty much nothing underground either. What about that down there? This... Ah. Yeah, they might be spawning down here, so we'll do that. And that's kind of it. Right. So now we go all the way back up to the top. Try again. Hello, Phantom. This thing will get pufferfish as well. I love that. I love that it's also a pufferfish farm. And clownfish farm. So we can potentially maybe find ways to automate them. But what we're going to do, I reckon, is put them into like a one high water area where there's like a block above. So any Nautilus with a drowned on top of it would like suffocate in the block. Maybe even drop its trident. But like, I'm getting no hostile mob spawns inside of this thing now. Which is super sad. Okay, you can get a dolphin from it. Like, it's also a dolphin farm. Except, no, it's not. Look. Oh. The dolphin doesn't go up the water stream there. And then sits here breaking the damn thing. Ah, that's how that happens. So dolphins are bad for this. Luckily, it seems to correct itself. Ah. I don't know what to do about that then. That might break over time. But hey, still, no hostile mobs, right? Chat, what's your theories? What's your theories? Do dolphins drop anything? Nope. Oh, another one popped in. So now we've got 2 zombies in the system. There goes a Nautilus. Lots of squid. Okay, something that might affect this would be squids in rivers nearby. Like, you might have to do something with rivers. But again, the perimeter would suggest no, because there's no river. Lights are too close. Where do we have lights? Oh. Oh. That is a great observation. There was a time when I was testing this and the glowstone wasn't here. But yeah, I forgot to change out the glass. Interesting. It's funny to me how you get like tunnel vision working on a project and then someone else comes along and they look at it and they go, you got loads of glass, mate. Sort it out. Sort your life out. We're going to expand. This area here needs a little bit more. We're going to expand that way by 1. Oops. Pressing the right button. Then we're going to replace white _ stained glass with tinted glass. Now the light level suppression should be really good. I have a weird feeling that light might pass through magma blocks, so we can't do this. I have to rethink that. I reckon a bit of slabbage down here might work. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the stack tool. This bit I think I'm just going to do manually. Just get in here and do all of this. And then we've got another row to go here. That was the sound. Okay, and then when we get to the end here, the problem now is that light will go into the farm through the cactus area bit, right? So I think the easiest way might just be to fill it in here. That's how we keep the light level down in there. If that's the reason why, that's hilarious to me. That's just hilarious, I think. And maybe a similar thing here with the magma block proximity. So let's go ahead and just fill in this space. Like so. That should really keep all the light out now. Great observation. Great observation. There was one other thing I wanted to do while I was down here, but we'll do this first. Void Spirit, thank you for gifting a sub to Naomi Region. And Killen23, thank you for your Prime subscription. Appreciate the support as always, people. Thank you so much. Let us now go back down with the free cam. So, squids are coming up. Squids. I see squiblets. Anything else? While I sip my tea. Tea time. It's actually decaf coffee. It's tea time. Yeah, I'm teed up, yeah. Doesn't magma block emit light? I was just thinking that. That's gonna make this even worse. This project can get a lot worse if I have to build it deeper in the ground to avoid the light level, right? If we press F3, do we see a light level? F3 6 maybe. Zero, 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 1, 2, 3. Very small amount down here. Okay. Last thing to test then is the carpet, right? Okay. %. So in theory, they should be spawning in here, but they're not. And I don't know why. So, once again, any theories on why we haven't seen them spawn inside our farm? You finally caught one of the streams. Good to have you, Mars Teacup. They don't feel like it. Underground mobs? No, there's no underground mob issue. We've done the perimeter. Can they spawn elsewhere in the area? It doesn't look like it. Caves around the area. Again, the perimeter is done. It's not a perimeter. It could just be very, very, very slow. Yeah, it could be, but like I haven't seen a single thing is what's concerning. I didn't give it the longest time since we sorted out the light level thing, though, to be fair. Taller spawning box. Why would it need to be taller? Light too low. I think low light is good. 0 light level is good, right? Does tick warping work? Great suggestion. Tick, warp, or sprint. Let's go for a day. You know, I can't even tell what this stuff is now. And I saw something that didn't look like a squid. Nautilus. Baby squids are so cute! What the heck? Oh, the sound effects now. This is a funny way to test it. Was that a dolphin that came up? Bigger area of water and magma blocks. I mean, if we had like one spawn every now and then, that would suggest maybe it needs to be bigger. But 0 spawns, like, it's not a good indication. The spawning algorithm doesn't go, this farm isn't big enough, I won't spawn it here, right? It just means you'll get it way less frequently. Feels like a highly inefficient squid farm. I love the fact that it will also have squid come up. And we've seen pufferfish. I wonder why we're not seeing pufferfish right now. What happens when we change it to day? Oh, do you know when we get pufferfish? We get pufferfish when we AFK lower down. That's why you get pufferfish. You have to be closer to it. Yo, Powerboss coming in with gifted subs, my dude. Oh my god, there's so many. Peeps, come back to the chat and check and see if you got a gifted sub, and be sure to say thanks to Powerboss. That's awesome, dude, man. Not just today, many times recently. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting our community. This is for you, and then we'll get the usual animation. So, I'm not seeing a lot of theories in chat. Like, I don't think we've got a good idea of why. Oh, Deadberry says drowns only spawn at Y58 or lower. Now, I already know that, right? And I've built this farm with that in mind. What if I made a calculation mistake? No, I haven't. That's Y60, Y56 is where the farm starts. Ah, an interesting... Well, we've also learned today that dolphins are a pain in the butt, big time. Because look at this. What is going on there? Oh, look, a minecart got, like, jammed on the spot, and the next one along isn't allowed to push it. Fascinating. Okay, so... This isn't as robust as I would like it to be. That means we might need a redesign, but until my drowns spawn in there, I'm not going to do much of it, really. Drowns spawn independent on biome water depth. We're in the correct biome. We've got the correct water depth. We're on hard mode. Interesting. No, wait. Difficulty. Hard. Yep, we're on hard. Okay. Put the dolphins in some lava. Oh my goodness me. Maybe they need a surface to spawn on. Well, according to Carpet, no. Right? Like, the problem is they need to spawn on a water block. So they can't spawn there, but they can if there's water below it. Not here, though. 0%. Oh, it's because it's daytime, probably? That's interesting that says 0. What ocean? Are we in, like, the wrong biome now or something? This is definitely coral over here. 1%. You got to do it on the side of a block. Interesting. Seeing lower numbers than when we were inside that area. What time did I set it to? I didn't put a 0 on the end. There you go. It was the light level. It's 1%, 1%, 2%. Right. Well, Licity says magma is light level 3. That's true. So 1, 2, 3. Then here, 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 there, and there. Not there. There's 5 spaces in which it could spawn. It could be that there is actually something going on there that stops it. But the Y value is correct, right? And we're far enough away from the magma block. It doesn't do that thing where it retains the light value anymore. So the skylight level is 0 because we've got tinted glass. I hope. It could be that some leaks in from over here, but it looks like it doesn't. Maybe a tiny bit. Like, yeah, there's possibly some sort of optimization here, but there's still space in which it, in theory, should be okay. So, oh wait, what did I just do? Wrong buttons. Biome in overlay. Light was the one. Actually, I don't think I did have biome on. Let's turn it off. There we go. Drown spawn rates in oceans are horrible. We're in a warm ocean as well, yeah. Maybe it could really just be that. Well, it's not promising. It's really not promising, unfortunately. It's such a shame because it's a cool design. I would love to build it. We're going to leave it there for now. We've made some progress. You know, we've adjusted the farm and made sure the perimeter's good. So we've ruled out some possible things that we're getting in the way. We just haven't found the actual solution yet. Is that the spawning rules are actually based off the Drowned instead of the Nautilus? Apparently so, but we're yet to see it work in action. Right, where are we going to go from here? We're going to go make some target blocks, I think. And that's nice and easy. We'll make a whole stack. Isn't this good once you get it set up? It's like, nice. There it is. Little trickle of those supplies coming in. Maybe AFK closer. If I AFK'd closer, we would cause problems with the perimeter, so that can't be it. There we go. So we need target blocks, we're going to need repeat. We're going to need the whole shebang over here. Maybe if it was built on top of a ruin structure in the ocean, you think the drowned spawn there more often. They don't. Ruins are structures, and when a structure is generated, it generates with a drowned. That means once it's generated, it never spawns a drowned again. Does that make sense? It's not a case of like... It's like a structure doesn't... It's not like a bounding box. It's not like a wither fortress. A wither fortress, or should I say nether fortress, lets wither skeletons spawn in its bounding box. That's not what the ocean ruin structure does. Witch hut is another good example, yeah. So it doesn't work like that. Can you turn the structure off and on again? A structure is generated into the world. It is not... It doesn't have an on-off state. It is just a part of the world generation. Structure means literally what it says, structure, right? And it's part of the world generates a structure, like a woodland mansion. Do I have any of these in my bonus one? No, I don't. That's fine. Pale oak is like my favourite one to chop down as of late. I've also got tons... In fact, I'm just going to use dark oak because I've got absolutely loads of that. Chop down loads of that as well. There's your pistons. I'll make some of them sticky. I think in total I need 14 sticky pistons. Oh no, actually, it's... Not everyone needs a sticky piston. 3 of them do on each side, so it's actually 6. And I kind of want to hold on to this because one of my little to-dos is to make some potions and mess around with that stuff. He works on an underwater mob farm and now he's making target blocks. I don't know why, says Captain Hart. The We got Doc in chat. I need to check Discord. The right, the underwater thing that we just did in the creative world, that is a Nautilus farm. That is a separate project from the moss farm that we're building here. Doc is around. I need to do something for Doc. Give me a second, peeps. I need to open up the console, do a couple of things. Where am I going over here? Right, just waiting for Doc to log in now. All right. Bear with us, peeps. I just got to do a couple of things for Doc. Okay, I think we're good now. Right, we are good. Now I just need to do one more thing. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're done. Nice. Thank you for your patience, people. See. Ah. Right, all my stream stuff is coming back now. There we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. All right, we're good. We're good. We're done. We're done. Doing super secret admin things. Yeah, yeah. I needed to take care of some admin stuff. Okay then. So let's go put in some blocks. What's nice about like a big portion of this is it's very mirrored. It should make it a little easier. So we just need to put blocks in those two spots. Then we need a lot of redstone wire. We're going to chew through this stuff, I tell you. They all go across like this. Yeah, and hopefully as we go along here, I can like explain the design a little bit. It's really weird, like when you're designing all of this, you go through so many like decisions and iterations, and stuff just like disappears, and then you look at it, you look at the end result, and it's just like this mess of stuff. And if you know redstone, you can like diagnose it, and if you don't, it's like, what is going on? Redstone is weird. Infidel Red, thanks for gifting a sub to Doc M. Much appreciated, my dude. Thank you so much for gifting the sub. Let's see. Right, so then you have the alternating ones, which go in these spots. So like right now you can actually kind of see where this is heading, because each of the target blocks is linked to a generator, and there's 7 on each side, and you can see how there's a lane here pushing in that direction, and then there'll be another lane in between it. That's the idea. And we're going to build this farm twice, by the way. I'm going to build one for pale moss and one for regular moss. Okay, what shall I do next? Probably building it like upwards, as if you're doing like a schematica thing. Layer by layer makes a lot of sense, because, you know, that makes sense, right? So bits in between here. Bits there. Then you have a block, and then another one. Like that. Let's put in our block. Then I think we're going to have pistons the other side of it. Yeah, block in the middle, pistons the other side, facing upwards. So far, so good. X, if we can't get a Nautilus to spawn in the farm, can reinforcement drown spawn with zombie Nautilus? I don't know, but I would have to do a bunch of testing to figure that one out. I'm a little bit bummed because with the new direction I've taken with my episodes this season, I really want to come back with like a bang or like something really cool to focus on. And doing the Nautilus farm would have been that. I can think in several different ways we can lean into this and do cool stuff with it. But unless I can get the farm working, I can't do any of that. So like what's going to be the spin? Like I want to come up with something super cool. I don't know what it's going to be if I can't get that to work. So I'm a little bummed out that it's not looking promising currently. Do I get tired of the copper theme? Thought that was your plan for the whole season until yesterday. I think I said it early on that like we were going on a copper arc and then later on I would do different stuff, but people have like remembered it as like this is my thing for the season, and it's not. It's not that I got bored of it. I had a bunch of ideas. I put some of them together, and then I'm like, okay, let's move on to something different. You know, it's kind of where I'm at. All right, so the simplest stone generator is the one lower down. I'm looking for something in my build, and oh, that's where it is. Oh, okay, I've made a mistake. So now you can see where all the stone generators are and the way they're going to push, and it's actually these ones that are sticky. I'm just going to miss that. I was surprised by the copper arc. I remember you wanting to do music-related things. Yeah, the music stuff will come. It will come. That's why the copper arc wasn't going to last forever, you know. I've got other plans as well. Drown spawn only on the surface that is the highest spawnable block at any given XY coordinate. Oh! I see what you're saying. That's interesting because the magma block might interfere with the farm then. Because of that. Yeah. I'm going to copy your comment into my notes because that is worthy of experimenting upon. This is some really like moody music, I gotta say. This was not the vibe I was aiming for today. I thought I might even change it. Let me go find my notes, okay. I've written that down now. Y'all cool with me changing the music? It just ain't doing it for me today. I'm in a bit more of a jollity mood. Let's throw on the Minecraft soundtrack. I'm just going to do it. I'm not even going to wait for your approval. Okay, that'll do. Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie. That doesn't work. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I made mistakes. I know how to fix it. Or do I? Apparently I don't. 1 second, people. Technical difficulties. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, should definitely be good now. Should definitely be good. Alright, so, what's next? Great question. Great question. I'm looking at the build and I'm not entirely sure. There's like additional blocks that are... Oh, there's another sticky piston hidden in this build. Of course there is. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Okay, so we need another 6 sticky pistons. And guess where those go? They go on top of these blocks. Actually, is it a sticky piston? Let me double check that. It is, I think. It is indeed a sticky one. Okay. So then we have them here, facing towards us there. That's good. That's another step done. Gonna need to make a bunch of glass and then some slabs. Yeah, that's what's next. Glass and slabs, people. Glass and slabs. We can do it though. I guess I need to smelt. And I think last time I smelted, it was a fair bit of glass. In fact, I'm pretty sure both the materials I need are over there. So I'm going to need some of these. Not a crazy amount. Grab them. Right, let's go find some glass. I like this, by the way. Keep seeing this. It feels right. This is indeed a moss farm, A2WA. And iDroid X is here for 2 months of the Prime. Thank you so much, my dude. Thanks for supporting. Just got the first coral zombie nautilus spawn. I spent a few hours lighting caves under the wall motion. Yeah, that'll help. That'll help do it. Is this the Supreme Leader Scar's patented design? I got no idea what you're referring to. Is there a Bonemeal bias? There is. There is a big Bonemeal bias. A little bit of water there. A little bit of hydration. For the entire nation, I'm a rapper. In my spare time. Right, we want water as well, but not yet. We want Bonemeal next. This is a moss farm that uses Bonemeal, which means that X stole this design. I stole it from Mojang. They added that feature to the game and I came along and stole it from them, did I? Oh, Mojang, coding a feature. How dare you? Making me look like a criminal. What does Bonemeal bias actually mean? Is it just how much of the moss is remade into Bonemeal? It just means that your farm has a bias towards Bonemeal. Like it's biased in that direction, you know what I mean? Powerballs, more gifted subs, my dude. Thank you so much for your generosity. Again, people, check the chat. See if you've been gifted some subs and be sure to say thanks if you have. I don't think we got Rainbow. I noticed Rainbow hasn't been around as much lately, but it would be lovely if we could do another tour today, especially considering how many people have been gifted subs. If you or anyone else is able to hook us up. A little bit of a break from the cave, some inspiration would be pretty awesome, I think. So this is something I like to do that isn't necessary with my builds, but you need to house certain parts of it with like a bit of glass, and I think the glass looks better when it's uniform, like it covers a space. So you don't have to do this, but I do this. I end up then covering a lot of the build in the glass, which might look a little strange, and it probably is a little bit strange, but it's just something I like to do. How to actually pronounce Mojang? Jeb pronounces it with a J, but you and Cub pronounce it with a Y. It's pronounced Mojang. It's a Swedish word. When the company was formed, it was called Mojang. Right, and it's just one of these endless things that never goes away. Every time you say Mojang, someone goes, "Oh, you said it wrong." It's like, I said it the way it's supposed to be said. Leave X alone. Do you know what? It's probably a good idea to get some stone in the mix now as well, because this is a stone generator. I think I've put in the redstone, and as much as I want to like copy and paste every block here, I'm gonna have to use my intuition a bit because, yeah, like it's gonna be hard to just copy this from the other world and like get all the pieces in the right spot. Yes, it will. Okay. Okay, let me double check that again. So it's that side of the piston. Oops. That right there. We need to put a slab there. That's very important. Otherwise, we might not have a Bonemeal bias, you know? Actually, is this the right spot? Yeah, no, it's definitely the right spot. That's the right spot. And put that there. So yeah, then we got to look at this like this would all be stone going out to there. As with this one. And then it goes as far as... I really feel like this is missing. Oh, I see. It's not missing something. Okay, that's fine. So it goes as far as that one there. We'll leave a gap for now. Is there then like a different block for that one? That's what I remember. Yeah, there is. There is. That should be that block. Let's go put those in. Okay, so we want to build it like that and then mirror it. So this means that we want glass going all the way across here. Slabs in between. The slabs are surrounded by glass. Ah, this is good. I'm figuring it out. We've got a rhythm going. Now there, is that glass on that bit there? I think it is. Put glass in these spots. Okay, so then we're over here again. We've got to do the stone. Through this level, it's nice and simple. Yep, that's all good. And then you can see the ones in between are at this level. Do I want more glass? I do. Glass all the way. Not sure if I did that last time when I put the stone on top. Now we've got the proper shape of it. Let's have a look. Yep, I missed that. So, glass all the way through there. Now I need to figure out where the next slab is. I've got a horrible feeling. Yep, it's just where I was placing blocks. It's here on top of the repeater. So that's another reason we have the glass in this space, actually. It's because it holds back the water that we're going to put there. Right, so that means we repeat that on these ones. Here and here. We don't put the stone back in because we've still got to place in the water. And then as for how much more glass I want here, there was an amount that was the right amount. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means filling in all of this. Beautiful. This thing will be ready to make some stone in no time. Bear has returned. That means Bear did not hear the message that I said a moment ago about perhaps doing a little world tour, since we've had so many generously gifted. Oh, Rainbow's on it. Rainbow is here. Never mind, Bear. Never mind. Thank you for that, Bear. Sorry, Rainbow. Okay, so we know that goes on top of there. Oh gosh, I'm wondering about all these different bits where I might have now... Yeah, like I missed glass down at this level. Don't know what I'm going to do about the light down here. I'll probably come back to that later. Okay, that's actually kind of handy doing it that way. And then all these little bits we've learned we'll add in as we go along. So two blocks in each of these. That's good. This one's got a little extra layer of glass, apparently. That's how that works. Feels like something's missing, but it's not. We just need a lot of glass. So we're going to have a slab there. Are we missing, like, we're missing pistons? Look, we're missing very important blocks here. Ridiculous. And then on that one, what's next to those? Is it just, it's glass? Yeah, it's the glass. Okay, I can see exactly where we're at. Now it's coming together. Right. Those go in there. You want the glass behind them as well. Just because. So that means that's going to be stone. This is going to be stone. It kind of looks like we're actually really close to how we did it on the other side. So that's going to come out to here. Going to touch corners. Hey, and I'm out of stone. Call me Rob. Thank you for your 6 months resub, my dude. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for the resub. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the stream. You just saw my community post on YouTube. I'm Mud. What's my community post? Is that the one about the music blog? That's the only one I can think of. So the one where the slab is, that's what you leave. And there we go. Right, this is all... Well, I say it's all ready. It's clearly not, actually. What's happening here? We got, like... Yeah, we got extra blocks that I've neglected on that side. And I've missed a few here, but we're pretty much there now. We're going to place the water and the lava next. And you're going to see the Bonemeal bias farm emerge. It's got a very strong Bonemeal bias. Okay, buckets. Buckets, buckets, buckets. Let's go fill up a few. Badisham says, must say great collection. Oh, thanks. You liked the pics then, I guess. You hit enter before you hit the, finish the comment. No worries. You thought I was eating a bedrock eater? Like, but nowhere near bedrock. I mean, that's where I build my bedrock eaters. As far away from bedrock as possible. I'm such a funny goose with the sarcasm. Okay, let's go put these in. Take us a couple of trips. That's okay. Do I have more than that? I do. I do. What would Xisuma be if Xisuma was a skin? It would be a cat, wouldn't it? It's got to be a cat skin. So, the layout that you're seeing here, it is this way because in order to get these tiled by side by side, you know, tiled as individual lava generators, you need to work with them at different heights if they're going to have their own water source, which is really important for making this thing run fast and reliably. Okay, now we need 7 buckets of lava. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe it's a really good bedrock eater. Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? We're gonna do... Need to look at this carefully for a second. Right, so stone is going to hide these water sources, is the issue. And then the place where the lava goes is either side of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to provide a lot of light for the area. Then we're going to cover that up, of all things. Going to cover it up. And you can probably see where the next lava layer goes. It goes right here. Very good. Very good. Let's go do it again. Alright, 7 buckets of lava. Let's head over to this side. Is the 6-7 joke still relevant? I don't know. Now that I've said it, there might be a bunch of angry people in my comments going, oh, you said it. Oh, I'm a child. I'm so upset by stupid little numbers. Yeah. That's probably what's going to happen. See, someone's like, no, I can't take it. Oh my god. Jeez. Jeez. You're worse than the kids. That's what's so bad about the 6-7 meme. It's not the meme, it's the way people get their knickers in a twist about it. That's the problem. Right, let's put some buckets away. And grab some more dye, I guess. And eat some food. Food would be nice. Food would be nice. People's reactions, yeah, yeah. What does it even mean? I don't think it even matters at this point. It winds certain people up, it would seem. If people didn't hate, it would have been dead a long time ago. I'm not so sure because, like, I don't think people don't aim their hate towards it at the kids, right? If people are getting upset at kids about it, then that's kind of sad. But like the kids' enthusiasm for it, as far as I can tell, doesn't seem to be like rebellious. It's just like they're just loving it. Right. Hands up in chat if what you've seen so far of this contraption makes sense to you. If you're like, I think I understand how this works, put a hand up in the chat. Repeaters going next. Yeah, we got some hands up in chat. That's good. Y'all are smart people. You've got a couple of brain cells up there, apparently. That's good. That's good. Let us get an observer for the next bit and a wooden button of all things. Anytime your 7-year-old says 6 or 7, I throw a 42 at her and she gets mad. I was talking to someone earlier who said their kids were 6 and 7, and then there was like this pause and like a momentary laugh. I'm like, well, I'm glad they're not here because that would have set them off. Oh, there's a hole there. That means I can't get around. Where's my observer? I need an observer. Right, check this out. Check this out, Charmone. Let's go put this down over here. Right, when we attach this. Hey! Now we can do it twice with a wooden button. Hey! Let's go again. Love it. Right, now we need some furnaces, so I'm going to go grab some cobble. Also, when on earth did I make this pillar, and why did I not return it after? What are we farming you just got here? We're farming Bonemeal bias. Is this a double moss farm? It will be when there's 2 of them. Ordained Dread, my dude, 81 months, legendary right there. Thank you so much for such support over the years. So much, so many, much generosity. Wow. Okay, so when you get to this bit here, you now need to put in furnaces to stop it from going any further. So like we can see the target block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7. Oh my god, shut up. 1, 2. Oh, counting is ruined by that, isn't it? Like you can never count past the number 7 anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there we go. I love how upset chat gets. Like, come on. There's worse things I could do than that. Please. Is that? Did that end up there? Oh, yeah, no, there's a second bunch of furnaces that I've neglected here. So they need to go. Wait, how do I have 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh, yeah, I made 16. I made 16. For some reason, I thought I'd made the right amount. I've made 2 more by mistake. Okay. Okay, that's all good. We're all good again. Make some more. Is the magma Nautilus farm, can you switch magma blocks with soul sand soil? Possibly. You're now making me think that I might need to experiment with the soul soil approach again, because we didn't want to do that because it would be too many. Like you'd be, oh, maybe we need to do something with like, actually no, turtle eggs won't work. But anyway, like if we replace magma with soul soil and that enabled the drowns to spawn for some reason, maybe it is related to light levels, we might have to make like a giant fat tube with way too many particle effects, which is something you want to avoid because it can be a bit laggy. But that might be a possibility, you know? Might just be a possibility. Right, that is the final touch for the generator. You also need this in place. And we've still got a little bit in the corner that hasn't been generated, but that's fine. Go press the button, and it'll do 2 rounds of generation. And now it's all filled in. And that was me. I placed that one there. Okay, next thing I think we'll do is we'll put in more glass, as we've created like a nice framework for that next. So it's time to put these blocks in. The new music is really fun, ain't it? Which new music? Minecraft music? I wouldn't say it's new at this point, but like when is new no longer new, you know? Who knows? It's just a feeling. I'll take 6-7 from my alpha kids any day over the words and phrases Gen Z popped off with. I'm Gen X. We gave you dude, bogus, and gnarly. I hope that's not a serious comment, because it's pretty funny if it's not. Cool, you know, cool has stuck around for a long time. Do kids say cool still? I feel like cool has to be like cool forever, right? If cool's never cool, I don't want to know. I don't want to be a part of this world anymore if we can't say cool. You know? Dude is forever cool. Dude's got some legs to it, dude. You know what I mean? I hope that one sticks. But surely cool. Cool is perfect. Like, cool has no flaws. That's a piece of language right there that I think will survive the ages, you know? Right, what we will do next... Ooh, we're gonna go in the order that explains... Yeah, this is great, actually. This is great. The next bit is going to be educational. Oh, education. That's what I came here for. Right. Let me check the placement. Okay, so where I put the observer block is actually not the correct spot. That's fine. It's temporary. It's going to be moved over by 1. We're going to leave a glass block there, though, because we don't want to activate this thing while we're building it. So the first thing we're going to do is create a little ring like this. We have a block here and a block there, and now I need to go grab some other redstone bits. The moment you're asking yourself what is cool and what's not, you can feel yourself being old, yeah. There's a little trick to that, though. Just don't care. Just don't care about it. Just do you and be what you're into, and don't care too much about what's cool in the world, right? Do your own thing. I ain't here to chase no trends, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, fam, bruv? Whatever the kids are saying these days. I'm so in. Right, let's do that. Do that. Wonder how my iron farm is doing. It's been a while since I checked up on it. I made some modifications to that area so that I could get villagers. And it means that some of the iron golems spawn inside blocks and die, and I don't collect their blocks. It's twin right now. Twin sounds like it could be a trendy word. I could see twin popping off for some reason or another. Not caring about being cool has been one of the things that's stayed cool through the decades. True, true. When will it ever be cool to care, you know? When you go around going, yeah, man, I just give a fudge about everything, man. I care so much, dude. Like, when will that be cool? Probably never. Right, what you're looking at here is a pulse extender that's almost the same as that wooden button. So when I put the wooden button in to power the observer, that was actually just to test it, and it turned out that the timing was really good because it created 2 pulses. The button turning on, the button turning off. That means the observer powers twice, and the interval between the pulses was the right amount for this. So in order to recreate that, we have a signal decay clock that looks a little different from the usual one because the additional redstone space here means that the signal decays faster. And by decaying faster, it's similar to the time of the wooden button. Did I do a good job explaining that? Or was that all gibberish? Was that all hibbly-hobbly? Better not be hibbly-hobbly, because I'm trying to do better than hibbly-hobbly, you know? Yo, Power Boss again, my dude. Thank you so much. Another crazy amount of subs coming in. Peeps, come back if you're listening. Check the chat. And be sure to say thanks in the chat. Once again, appreciate your generosity, my dude. That is a reminder that I need to do the world tour, actually, because let me explain. Here on this Twitch channel, if you get gifted a sub or you have any type of subscription, you get access to be a part of our community. If that interests you at all, ask in the chat, because we have a Discord server and we have a Minecraft server. And I like to put a little spotlight on our community, give them some love, show you what they're up to. We do a little bit of a tour. And if you're interested in joining this server and playing, ask in the chat. I'm sure they'd love to point you in the right direction and get you into the community. All right. What we're doing next is we're building. Now, y'all know an EFO hopper clock, right? Y'all probably understand how that works, y'all. Y'all know about that, y'all, right? Keep saying y'all. This is a silent equivalent. It sort of does the same thing. It functions a little differently, though, overall, but essentially does the same thing. We create one of these timers, and what we do is we use the changing state of this comparator here to send our signal into this circuit, which I had explained will create the right length of pulse to go down here. The trick is, though, this creates the interval. So we send out the two pulses, but this one has the timing between those two pulses, and the timing is, I believe it's 17 blocks, or is it 18? No, it's 17. Yeah, okay, it's 17. So inside of this goes a single block that goes back and forth. Now you can see it's updating this thing, and then up here we want 17 blocks. Okay, and then when I do this, this thing will then update at the correct time. And I think what I can do now is also put in the observer, right? The timing, by the way, is for the next part of the farm, which is the moss generation. So if I came in here and removed a few blocks, like I could probably remove a lot of it before it generates more, right? But it's not for me breaking it, it's for the moss farm thing working, right? Yo, Powerballs, another gifted sub to Katrina as well. Appreciate it. Dropping one extra on top. That's the cherry on top right there. Let's go. Actually, I have to fire up a different client for this one, so we'll take a moment to do that. Where are we? That one there? No, that's not it. That's it. Found it. Here we go. Right, so in order to do this, I need to switch off and then switch back on. Hey X, what's wrong with a repeater clock? Well, a repeater clock, in order to be suitable for a longer amount of time, has to be much, much larger in terms of footprint. That's why you wouldn't do it. Yo, someone just spawned a wither, son. Today, we are going to Calvin's Westopia. We have been here before. It is a growing town that's undergone some industrialization. The town's first neighborhood, Ironwood, is close to being completely developed. There are only a few blocks left to break ground on, and a few more players to move in before expanding south. Let's go check it out. Oh, I do remember coming here. Yes, I do. I love this. You got the transport network here. Oh, it's an iron golem. It's a very Christmassy iron golem. Hello to you, sir. And yeah, very cool build palette. Big theme, big stuff going on with the color. Love the banners here. Look, not just letters, but like the branding, which is very corporate. I wish there was a non-corporate word for that. Yo, someone is spawning with us. I'm gonna disconnect the other client. I think it's that one. It might be this server actually. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff going on over here with the color scheme and banners. And you can see it again on the floor. Just really leaning into it. This is a great way to play Minecraft, in my opinion. Like, find an identity that you can create and then lean into it. And they've certainly done that. And it'll help you build, especially if you're like, maybe you're not the most creative person with ideas. You can like always come back to your main theme, and it gives you a reason to kind of build in that direction. This is like a playstyle I would like to do at some point. But I think I tend to just like play my own way, but it's like slightly different each time. I tend to not put together a plan for a Hermitcraft season that massively changes my playstyle. But this, you know, this could be an inspiration one season where it's like, let's lean into something, a color scheme and that. I could have done that with the copper golem, right? I could have gone really hard on decorating the copper golem scheme. This is awesome though. This is kind of like old school build palette, you know, the classic planks and stone bricks, just embellishing the Minecraft village. And as it was said, we've been here before. I think it's been expanded in a particular direction. If I read that again, expanding south, and I am heading east. Yeah, so I'm not sure which bits of this are new or not. But it's very cool. Big city layout. Lots of lamps everywhere. Looks like it goes over there towards the hill. And we've got a duck. Oh, that's so cute. And the little chickens. How do they all know to be in the right spot? They're all leashed. Wow, that can go really far. That's quite a distance they can stretch the leash. There's a great idea for you right there if you want to bring some ducks. That's a great way to make ducks in Minecraft. Just put the chickens in water. You could have an alley that's nearby that comes and collects the eggs. That would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, I'm not quite remembering how far we went last time we were here, but it's definitely bigger than last time I was here. I feel like all of these patches over here are kind of new, and I'm curious to see what's up the top of the hill. So if this way's east, never eat shredded wheat. South's that way. I had to give coordinates to Scar the other day for the end dimension, and like after I gave them, I double checked and realized I told him to go in the wrong direction, and it's like, why am I like this? Now, is it me, or is this a wheel that carries water upwards to then carry it down into the town? Is that a thing they used to do? Did they used to use water wheels to raise water to bring it into a town? I've always associated them with turning a mill or with generating electricity. Yes, they used to do that apparently, a way to bring fresh water to the town. I like the stripped wood. The stripped wood, when they added that to the game, they gave us such an amazing set of blocks. Thank you, Mojang. We criticize you a lot, but stripped wood is really good. The solution to Mojang's problems? Stripping. They just had to add stripping to the game. This is a terrible joke, I know. I'll give any joke a try. Yeah, very cool stuff. Really happy to come back here again. It looks super cool. And it sounds like it's only going to get bigger and bigger. And this is just one of many bases on the LPMT server. Yo, JSTP3000, thank you for gifting a sub to It's Annie Live. Another one. Thank you so much. Hope you all enjoyed that. Let's get back to Hermitcraft. We are here for a Hermitcraft stream, of course. And we now have the timer hooked up, right? So we've added the timer. The next thing after that is to then power the next circuit. Now, this is where things will get a little fuzzy for me because I don't particularly remember the details of why the redstone is laid out the way it is. But maybe it will come to me as we place these blocks. So the first thing is like very obvious. It is bringing a signal to a new location. And why does that look wrong? It's not. It's perfectly fine. Okay, I need a sticky piston again. One more of those. I'm running dangerously low. Dangerously low. So, then... what way am I looking at the farm on the other screen? It doesn't feel right. I should be standing here like I was a second ago. Right, so This thing pushes out, and then it pulls back in. It does that because we only want a signal when it comes back in. And we're going to take that signal, and then we're going to send it somewhere else. So we have 2 1-tick repeaters. That is because we want to keep this as a single pulse. This will be sent down the line around a couple of other spots. 1, 2, 3 blocks of redstone, like that. And then I also put in additional blocks, but they don't have anything on them. So I'm not going to place those. Right, then we have our signal come down to here. And we place a very important block in that spot, which is an observer. Okay. Either side of the observer, we want to get some dispensers. We're not going to put water into them just yet. Yo, we got Porkcom gifting a sub to Osmudge. We got Warped X 2001 subscribing. And Mosspuff resubscribing for 2 months as well. Thank you so much. Peeps, hope you all enjoying the stream. I plan on streaming again tomorrow, by the way. Time of day will be similar to this or earlier. And then maybe even Christmas Eve, because I might be coming home early Christmas Eve. It all kind of depends on how I feel, you know. Christmas is a special time, but I just want to stream as much as I can before I go on break, because I've been really enjoying it. So, you know, might be doing more streams. Just saying. But I can never make it a guarantee. Can never make it a guarantee. Ah, so wait. When I said Christmas Eve, I literally meant the evening of Christmas, as in the night of Christmas. Because tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and I will stream in the day tomorrow. But then when I said Christmas Eve after that, I was literally thinking Christmas Day and evening, right? Which is hilarious, because we reserved that. Like, it's if I said, like, Sunday evening. That's how I thought about it. And that's not very helpful when we have Christmas Eve. Oh yeah, I need one more dispenser here. Wow, I need to go farm up some dispensers. Although that being said, now that we have string, I don't need to keep raiding trial chambers for them. As much as I enjoy raiding a trial chamber, you know. What am I looking at here? Okay. So, we send a signal through to this block, right? And that is aligned over the very middle of the farm. This is the middle. That's where the moss block goes, right? So when that signal comes through, we activate there. Now, there's an additional thing that you need, and this is where the redstone gets a little messy, because I didn't originally remember this and had to do it after. So this is where I've like tacked on some other redstone, and this is where things could possibly be a little more elegant than they currently are, right? So we want to then have that piston activate a moment later. So that looks pretty elegant. This one first, that one second. I also need that signal to then activate our dispensers. And this timing is probably not as optimized as it could be, but we've just pulled it off of an event that happens nearby. So we go, well, now I'm in a hole. We say, well, there's this thing happening here, so let's go and use that redstone, right? And we bring the signal around to here. And now what we need to do is power both of the dispensers. So we got to get a signal across from over there to over here. That's pretty easy for the first one. Then you see that we have a bit of redstone here. We can pass that signal across the top without cutting it off. We then need to block it from connecting. And that's why that's like that. So now this bit here looks a bit tacked on. And it is. And there might be a better way to power it. I have the moss block on me. I don't have the water blocks. Let's place the moss block first. And things will start to happen. We also need Bonemeal. That's kind of important. We also need Bonemeal. Don't forget about the Bonemeal. That's why I built this farm, so we could build this one immediately after. It all adds up. Huh. What's up with this season's moss farms? Well, I wanted to build one that had a Bonemeal bias, so we've done that. There you go, look, moss, we're farming it. Let's go get some water. Oh my god, this is an historic moment in Hermitcraft history. Right, we wait for that signal. Now we go... Oh, no, 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 no! Quickly, quickly, I don't want it broken. Oh, just in time. Just in time. Oh, and I wouldn't mind farming up a few of these blocks. But we need to make it Bonemeal biased, because the Bonemeal is going to run out. We're in a race against the clock. I had this wild idea to do this slightly differently over here. Dare I do it while the farm is running, though? Oh, then I've got to craft. Oh, God. Oh, I'm having an inventory moment. Look at it. It's awful. It's disgusting. There's stuff everywhere. Why is the game like this? Why is there so much clutter? Oh, I do have hoppers. Great. Great. Now I need this block. Just great. Let's get that. And let's turn the farm off. We'll do it the safe way. Let's do it the safe way. I'm sorry. I'm not a rebel. I'm not a rebel. Right, so what we're going to do, and I don't know if this will work as well as the other system, but just for now, I'm going to plop these in like so. And then we're going to put the hoppers facing down into them. We're going to need a chest, aren't I? Yo, someone needs to chill with the wither slaughtering. I think someone's built an automated farm is probably what's going on. That's a project I've wanted to do for a long time and never really get around to. I tend to never do it because on Hermitcraft, someone's always going to like go after the wither farm, and then you have beacon shops, and then you don't feel like doing it. But I would love to do the whole fully automated wither skull farm, and then feed it into a fully automated wither killing chamber. That would be seriously cool, because you can automatically craft the beacon at the end of it, which I just think would be fun project. But every season of Hermitcraft, like pretty quickly those other farms are up, and then you're like, don't think I will. All right, we're going to attach these like so. And I've got a feeling that... Yeah, no, I've looked at this completely wrong. I knew something was up, but it's completely wrong. What I should have done is probably taken away the glass before placing the hoppers. Because now they're going to go in there and I've got to fish them back out. And then we'll take all of these. And this is it. When I power it on this time, that might be it. That might just be, that's all we ever need to do. There might be no more fixing now. I think I can even close the other client. Isn't that awesome? Let's step up here and watch it in action. Yay! Yay! You can see it working! Oh my god, it's so good. Now, I'm a little concerned about that bit in the corner. Nope, that gets pushed along. Right. There is, on my creative world, it's really strange, but some items get caught in that corner. I don't know if we're going to see that. This thing's making some noise. Oh, look, it's got a Bonemeal bias. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Okay. Time to pack away some biddies and bobbies that we have been using. Might as well put the button in there. It's occasionally useful. And I would like a nice clean inventory. You know how that goes. Then some in there. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Right, do we have the trapped corner problem? Not yet, not yet. I dare not put an item over there, because once you've got one item there, other items will stack with it and it will get caught in the corner. But no corner catching. And this little bit here is a nice addition. Sweet. Absolutely. We got Bonemeal for days now, people. Bonemeal for days. Was that satisfying? Do you like my farm? What would you rate it out of 10? Tell me things about this farm, people. I think we need a torch up here. What do you think of the farm? Is it great? Do you love it? What would you rate it? Uh, 100 out of 10. That's pretty impressive. Rate it a 6, 7. Oh my god. 6 out of 7? You think B-Dubs is going to send a cease and desist? There's a high likelihood of that. Here's the thing. When I build the next farm, it'll be perfectly aligned to this spot here. So we'll like have a mirror image of it over there. Maybe we do that tomorrow. Actually, no. I'm gonna save that for an episode. I kind of want to build and explain, which we kind of did a little bit of today, and I like doing that. I always want to teach redstone, right? I don't just want to build redstone. I want to do it in a way where y'all get to like have the opportunity to learn if you want to. Does it have add-ons like bamboo or something else? I mean, we can add a crafting add-on to it. And in theory, if you wanted to, and you wanted to run it across 2 chunks, you could put another stone generator pushing in from the other side. This thing, by the way, will generate cobble if you load and unload it when it's running at the wrong time. So I should probably make a little stasis chamber under here. You know what? I'm going to... Actually, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't use these very often. They're very good, though. Now, there's a magic number for doing this, and I can't remember what it is. I think it's like 5 blocks or something. Also, when it bounces back up, isn't it just going to hit the top of that if I put it like directly under? So I'm probably going to have to put it like quite low down, and then maybe put like a glass block on top. Let's take some of this stuff, turn it into some of that stuff. Then we're going to dig down, probably need a torch to see what I'm doing. Buckets is the other thing that I'm going to miss. I think we're going to make this thing 6. I've got a feeling 6 might be the magic number. Oh, is Impulse doing all of that? I'm assuming. It's a very impulsy thing. Right, I'm going to put it in this spot here. Actually, let's put it in directly in the middle. Directly in the middle, down here. So, like, 1, 2... Like I said, I'll need a torch. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, shoot, I said it. Dang it! Decided to go 1 extra. Because everything always has to look pretty in some definition of the word, we will do this. I got a feeling I'm going to get this wrong, and we're going to waste an ender pearl. But we'll try. So we need space above there, and then we need a space for a glass block. So that's why I'm going to do it from here. And let's see what happens. I think it's correct. Hey, there we go. Right, and then we secure that with a piece of glass. And we hope that no one uses it to troll us, basically. And you can see it. That's cool. That's super cool. Taking a screenshot of that. Don't ask me why. Alright, so now when I leave the area, this thing can keep running. And I think I'm just going to AFK in the area, though, for now. And let it build up some bone meal, which we'll maybe put to use in our next stream tomorrow. People, I really hope you enjoyed today's stream. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go cook myself some food, do a little workout, all that good stuff. You know me. I'm always on it. And I'm going to stand AFK in this hole. And it's perfect timing because I need to eat, which means that I will not lose any hunger and die by standing here. So, be sure to hit the follow button before you head out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Stick around if you'd like to be a part of a raid. I think Joe is probably streaming. Let's see, is Joe streaming? Joe is streaming. I'll send you over to Joe today. Enjoy more Hermitcraft action. by sticking around. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. Have a good time with Joe. And I'll see you tomorrow on Christmas Eve, which is not the evening of the Christmas day. It is the day before Christmas. Today is not the day before Christmas. Tomorrow is the day before. Shut up, X, and go. Shut up.